Hi, this is Chris. Today I'm going to work in my watercolor travel journal, but first I thought I would show you some things that I purchased in Scotland when I was there many years ago now. I purchased a bag, a travel bag that came with this pencil case, and it worked out really well for my trip because I was able to put my art supplies in here. And I bought this Royal Academy of Art sketchbook. And I didn't paint in this while I was there, but when I came home I decided to do some figure studies in watercolor. And so here are some studies I made at the beach at Lake Tahoe. I don't live at Lake Tahoe, but I live close enough to travel there for a day trip. So this is transparent watercolor, Windsor Newton Professional Watercolors. Here's some that I penciled. Here's the last one. I penciled it but didn't get finished painting it. So I just came across that when I was looking for something else. I thought you might like to see that. So here's the travel bag that I used when I was painting in Scotland. And I've got tissues and paper towels. I have a little ruler. This is for spatters. I have, I think, 4 brushes in here, different sizes. Robert Simmons White Sable and Daler Rowney Robert Simmons Expression, and a Princeton Art and Brush Company round number 2. I always take a thermometer with me so I can record the temperature when I'm traveling. It's just a little fun note to have. And then it has a little compass on it so I can see what direction I'm facing. It's just a little fun thing to have. And then my Magic Rub Eraser, which I have mentioned this before, I cut it into pieces so that if I drop my main eraser between some rocks or something, I've got other erasers and I've always got some sharp edges. My page clips, my 2H pencils, and a little pencil sharpener and a band that could be used for, if my hair is long at the time, pull it back like it is long right now. Oops. This is something I added later. I'll get to that in just a minute. There's another eraser. I think that's it. This is the palette that I used when I was traveling in Scotland. It opens up like this. There's all kinds of these little sort of palettes on the market and made in different configurations and different materials. And at the time that I bought this, there weren't a whole lot to choose from, but I really like it. This is a little brush right here, and then you can fill this with water to have your water. I slipped in a little color chart here for my colors. You can use this as a palette, and these are palettes. And then here there's a couple kinds of sponges, a little bit of a kitchen sponge, a natural sea sponge, and then this is just some absorbent wadding. And your water cup fits on here like this. So I'm going to be using that day because I miss painting on location, but right now it's just a little too hot. I was hoping to go into my garden and do some painting out there. Future me here. I realized as I was editing this video that I forgot to explain this little tin. It looks like Hello Kitty. It doesn't say Hello Kitty, so I don't know. This is Sanrio. 2007. But anyways, I wanted to take some extra colors. Not when I went to Scotland, but on a later trip I wanted to take some extra colors, and so I put them in here. And what I did was I purchased on Amazon these little palette cups. They're standard size paint cups for your liquid paints, and they have a magnet in them. So you can make your own little palette. I'll go get some more tins. So here's some more little cups, and here's some tins that I put aside in case I want to do this again. So just a regular Altoids tin. I think you can fit quite a few in here. So if you really like to have a lot of different colors, you could do that, or you could take these out and you could take a brush that you don't mind cutting, and you could cut your brush here, and it's good for when you're out in the field. Do that. The round tin, I'm not sure how that'll work. I think I could get 7 in there. Nine. You could get 9 in a round tin, like that. This one's a little bit smaller. And I like the graphics on the tins, having worked as a graphic artist. I always enjoy the graphics, advertising graphics. So you could get 8 in there. And then this is cute. It's like a little suitcase. It still has some mints in it. Emily the Strange. So you could put some in here. You can get 9 in there. Just stick them in and they'll stay put because they have magnets on them. So I found these on these little trays on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description if you want to try something like that for when you go out on location. Back to where we were before I interrupted. So this is my current book, which has lasted me for several years because I don't paint as often as I should. And so we'll see where we are. I've been doing a lot of botanical still life type paintings. And let's see, the last one we did was the Snapdragon. So this is our next page. So I thought I might take a picture of something in my garden. If there aren't really any flowers blooming yet, and we have kind of a late season here because I'm at a high altitude, so it gets a late start from others. I do have some lavender blooming, and right now I have some scarlet runner beans that are blooming, but I don't have any other flowers blooming. But I do have squirrels and rabbits that get into my garden, so I put out my wildlife camera and I thought maybe I could catch them. Well, I didn't catch the squirrels and the rabbits, but I caught myself out watering the garden. So I thought I would take one of those pictures from my wildlife camera. So this is one of them, and it's hard to see, but I'll put it up on the screen so you can see. Here I am in my jeans and my long sleeve shirt and my hat and my gloves to try to protect from the sun. And this is just my little garden. It's not real big, but it's just enough to keep me busy. I enjoy going out there. And this has different vegetables and flowers in it, whatever strikes my fancy. And then here's another picture where I was wearing what I call my garden dress. It's kind of a lightweight denim dress, and it's real cool because it's very loose, and the air can circulate and keep me cool while I'm outside. So you can see it was 91 degrees when this picture was taken. It was 98 degrees Fahrenheit when this picture was taken. These were taken in June 11th and June 12th. So I think I kind of like this one here. I like the pose better. And I'm not going to put in all the details. I'm just going to probably do this area right here. So I'll clip that up in front of me. I'll give my pencil a little bit of a sharpening. And so I'll just draw this. You probably won't be able to see it because this is a cream colored paper and I won't be drawing very dark. But I'll draw this. I'll go through this quickly, and then I'll try to change the exposure on the video so that you can at least see the outline before I start painting. I'm finished framing it in. Better, but it's just a light drawing. My garden is actually on the edge of a bluff, so right behind it there's sagebrush, and then it drops down into a canal, agricultural canal, and then beyond that there's a horse farm. And so there's cottonwoods that are growing below the bluff, and the tops of the cottonwoods are right up here. And one thing I really like is my yellow hose, so I'm going to be sure that that yellow hose can be seen going through the garden. And I'm not going to put in all the details of the tomato cages and all the rigmarole. It's just a real quick location sketch, except I'm not on location. So I'm going to put in the hose first and get my bright yellow. I need some water. That would help since this is a watercolor. I didn't take a spritzer with me on that trip, but I have before taken spritzers. This spritzer isn't working very spritzerly. Okay, so I'll put the colors out so you can see them. So I'm going to use lemon yellow and cad yellow pale. Just forgot to put in the hose end sprayer. So put that in. This paper is I think a Bristol paper, and it's not really meant for watercolor. So it absorbs it a little bit differently than a good watercolor paper does. But it's good enough for sketches. Now there's an old mixture on here in this palette that I can just re-wet. I don't know how old that is, how long that's been there, but I can just re-wet that. And it's kind of a beigey color. I use that for my hat. Okay, I'll put in the cottonwood trees. So according to my chart here, these have gotten mixed up. This row actually belongs down here and this row belongs up there, because these all come out so that you can fill them and change them out. So I'm going to use some cerulean and ultramarine like I did for my jeans. And I think I'll put in a wash of the sky first. I'll use my larger brush. A nice blue sky. Now, if I was on location, it would probably be warm enough and dry enough for this to dry on its own, but for here I'm going to use my hairdryer. So I'm just continuing with the trees, sap green, olive green, a little burnt umber. I'm going to continue doing layering, glazing. That's wet over dry, adding in some details. Okay, there's my little painting of myself in my garden. And now I just have to title it. I didn't leave much room down here to title it, but I'm just going to put "At Home in My Garden." So I put "Me at home in my garden, 4th of July. Well, the green on the trees are showing up really, really green here. In my actual painting, they're more olivey colored. Thanks for watching and have a great day painting. Bye-bye.